Hey there everybody, how's it going? It's me, your guy Waddles. Welcome back to another video and welcome to the very first Minecraft Bedrock Edition Nether Update Beta. It is a very big day, Belites. It's a big day. Big moves are happening. But we should definitely change back to the normal skin. The bee skin is weird. I don't know why I still have that skin. In today's video, we'll be diving into the very first Bedrock Edition Nether Update Beta. This is the 1.16.0.51 beta. There's a lot in this beta, like a lot, including a brand new block the Java Edition does not have quite yet. If you enjoy this video, if you'd like to see more beta breakdowns from me, let me know by dropping a like and subscribing. I don't always do the beta breakdowns, but I decided that today is definitely one of those days. So just like the first Java Edition Nether Update snapshot, the first Nether Update Beta is very big. It brings a lot of Nether Update content over to Bedrock Edition. In this chest, you can see a bunch of new things, and then in this chest, you can see even more new things. There's a lot to take in here today. Lots and lots of amazing features are finally over on Bedrock Edition, again, including a brand new block, this thing right here. Today's Bedrock Edition beta is very big. In fact, this is probably one of the biggest Bedrock betas that I have ever seen. But for the most part, we've actually seen most of the stuff on Java Edition already. Thankfully, a lot of the mechanics are exactly the same as Java Edition. So, today we're just going to do quick breakdowns, so we won't do crazy in-depth breakdowns. If you are looking for more in-depth breakdowns, I recommend my Nether Update playlist. I'll leave a card on screen now, it'll be on the end slide, and it'll have other cards pop up to related videos when we're talking about stuff. Take a look at these beautiful blue soul fire items. Of course, we have soul fire right here, then we have a soul fire torch and a soul fire lantern. The stuff is blue and it is hot. If you stand in this stuff in survival, you will take damage. It behaves just like normal fire. Now to get this stuff, you'll need to light fire on top of soul soil, another brand new block. This right here is soul soil. It's basically a cleaner, wavier looking soul sand. The texture of this block is really nice in my opinion. Now you do move at normal speed on soul soil, unlike soul sand. On soul sand, the player is slowed down. That is not the case on soul soil. You can find soul soil generating all over the brand new Soul Sand Valley biome. This is the biome right here. Now, if you jump into the biome in your world, the haze, the fog might look a little bit different, and that is entirely due to the night vision effect. I have night vision, so you guys can actually see what's going on here, but the biome is definitely creepy. Lots and lots of soul sand and soul soil, and actually this new block as well. This block is known as Basalt. We'll talk a little bit more about Basalt in a minute, but a big feature of the Soul Sand Valley is the Basalt pillars generating from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. This stuff looks really cool and makes it feel like a gigantic cave. But anyways, back to the soul fire. So if you grab a flint and steel, light a fire on top of soul soil, you have the soul fire. Now over here, if we light a fire on soul sand, just normal fire. So only a soul soil for the blue fire. If you want the soul fire torch, grab a stick, a piece of coal, and a piece of soul soil. The lantern recipe is the same as the normal lantern. One soul fire torch and a bunch of nuggets. Next up, we have the basalt blocks. Now, like I just mentioned, you can find this stuff generating in the Soul Sand Valley biome connecting the ceiling to the floor. It's all over the place, it's pretty easy to find. But this stuff over here, this is polished basalt. Polished basalt is not a natural block. You'll actually have to craft this stuff. And look at the texture here. This looks so cool. This is going to work amazingly with quartz. Like, imagine a white floor and then you have pillars with this stuff. It looks really good. Crafting the polished variant of the basalt block is pretty straightforward. Head into a crafting table, 4 of that stuff right there, boom, polished basalt. But, unfortunately right now, 4 turns into 1. Now, I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but that makes this block pretty expensive. In my opinion, definitely worth it though, because this texture is so clean. Now, basalt and both versions, the unpolished and the polished versions, can be placed just like logs. So, placed like that, or placed like that. This is sort of the top part, this is the side part. Both versions of the basalt block are going to be great for building once the Nether update drops because the textures are just so clean. I mean, smithing floor, again, basalt pillars, it's gonna look really good. In fact, this will be great for a burnt tree actually. That is that's actually pretty cool. That would be really, really cool looking. Some of the biggest additions in this beta and in the Nether updates so far, up until this point, come in the form of 2 brand new wood types, or more so, 2 brand new block types in general. Over here, we have all of the warped blocks. Warped wood is a very, very interesting looking blue cyan toned wood. This wood is definitely going to be hard to work with, but if done right, it will be amazing. Warped doors in particular look really, really cool. The trapdoor is pretty nice looking too. Now, the other thing that looks amazing about the warped wood is the warped stem block. Would you take a look at this texture? It is animated, just like sea lanterns. It looks so good. Now, of course, these are just like normal logs. You can place them like that, or you can place them like that. You can also strip these logs with an axe, just like you can with any other log in Minecraft. Now, over here is a warped tree, I guess you would call it, even though these are stems, so this might be a giant mushroom. I'm not too sure. You'll find these things generating within the Warped Forest biome. The Warped Forest biome is the biome that has a bunch of these things. It's very, very blue and very, very cool. The Warped Forest biome on Bedrock Edition is exactly the same as it is on Java Edition. We have a brand new warped wart block down here, which uses the same texture as the nether wart block, but a blue version. We have a couple plants as well, the warped fungi, warped sprouts, and warped roots. Perhaps slightly easier to build with, but in my opinion a little less cool, are the crimson blocks. These right here are the crimson blocks. First off, we have this purplish reddish, I guess, crimson wood type. The crimson wood is, like I said, probably going to be a whole lot easier to work with because it's a lot more normal looking, but it's still pretty odd. I mean, for Minecraft purple wood, that is very, very big and definitely very different. The door is pretty clean looking. I like it. It almost resembles the dark oak wood door in a way, like it's structured and nice and fancy looking. The trapdoor, this thing right here. The crimson stems, just like the warped stems, have an animated texture, and chef's kiss here. This texture is amazing. It looks like lava inside of a log. That's really, really cool. You can place it in 2 different ways, up and down, or just like that. You can also strip this stuff. Now, this right here is a warped mushroom or a warped tree. This tree is pretty much the same, except it's also not. This stuff right here is the difference. This is weeping vines. Weeping vines are a brand new vine type that'll be coming to Minecraft in the Nether update. You can climb this stuff. Hold down space or the climb button and you'll climb it. It's really, really cool looking. You'll find these trees pretty predictably growing in the Crimson Forest biome. In the Crimson Forest biome, you'll also find weeping vines growing from the ceiling. It's pretty cool looking. The Crimson Forest biome on Bedrock Edition is exactly the same as it is on Java Edition. So if you've seen it over there, you've pretty much seen it over here. The fog, everything like that is exactly the same. Now, before we jump into netherite and some other things, I'd like to mention that the fog is smooth over on this version, which is amazing. So light blue right now, then if we move into the nether waste biome, basically the old nether biome, we have the fog slowly changing on a gradient over to a red haze, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, again, I have the night vision effect, so this haze is a little bit more pink, at least near the border of the biomes, but the gradual change is really, really nice to have. If you saw some of the earlier Nether Update Java snapshots, the change was pretty sudden before, and thankfully, we've skipped that whole sudden change thing over here on this version. Next up, we have a brand new light source block that goes by the name of SHROOMLIGHT, which is another thing that points towards these things not actually being trees, but actually being gigantic mushrooms. You can actually grow SHROOMLIGHT inside of these gigantic trees. To grow the trees, you'll need either the warped fungi or the crimson fungi, one of their respective nylium blocks, warped nylium or crimson nylium, and then some bone meal. In the warped tree's case, warped nylium, warped fungus, and then bone meal. Boom, big tree. Inside of these trees, sometimes you'll find SHROOMLIGHTs. The Bedrock 1.16.0.51 beta introduces netherite armor. Take a look at this stuff. Man, I wish these armor stands could be posted on Java Edition because this is so cool. Now, netherite armor is exactly the same on Bedrock Edition as it is on Java Edition. I've actually done an in-depth video on netherite armor. I'll pop a card up on screen now if you're into this stuff, but it is really, really cool. This stuff is the new best armor and tool set in the game. Both the armor and the tools have more durability than diamond armor and tools. The netherite tools work a little bit faster than diamond tools. This sword is 1 attack damage stronger than the diamond sword. Now, as of the latest Nether Update snapshot on Java Edition, to craft netherite gear, you'll need a smithing table, but that doesn't work over here. On Bedrock Edition, if you're trying to upgrade your diamond gear into netherite, you'll need a crafting table and a netherite ingot. Throw an already made diamond tool or armor piece into a crafting table and then 1 netherite ingot, and boom, you can upgrade that diamond to netherite. Goodbye, diamond. But how do you actually get netherite ingots? This process is a little bit confusing until you get it down. So first, you'll need to find this stuff right here. This is ancient debris. Ancient debris is the rarest thing in Minecraft, pretty much. At least in terms of natural game generation things like diamond ore, gold ore, that type of stuff. If you thought finding diamonds was hard, oh boy, you are in for a surprise because finding ancient debris is even more difficult. First, you'll want to head into the nether. Then head very, very low in the nether, like I'm talking below Y24. Start mining out blocks and eventually you'll find ancient debris. Once you find ancient debris, take it over to a blast furnace or a furnace and throw it inside of it. With a little bit of fuel, the stuff should begin to cook up. Eventually, you'll get netherite scraps. Now take those netherite scraps back to your base and grab some gold. Go over to a crafting table, place 4 netherite scraps and 4 gold ingots, and boom, you get 1 netherite ingot. Now 1 ancient debris will turn into 1 netherite scrap. So if you're trying to upgrade one of your armor pieces or one of your tools, plan on finding 4 of this stuff at the minimum. It's going to take some time. It is very difficult to obtain. I've done some videos on that as well. Overall, netherite is very, very cool. I love how Mojang implemented it. I love how it's actually different, and I actually do like how rare it is. Next, we have these brand new nether mobs. Take a look at these things. The hoglins have made their way over to the nether update on Bedrock Edition. Now, the hoglins are still in a pretty early form. They do have all of their attacks, just like they have on Java Edition, but they don't have all of their drops. Currently, on Bedrock Edition, hoglins only drop raw pork chop. No leather at all. I really hope that that is changed later on. I don't see why hoglins can't drop leather, especially if they do on one version of the game. Now to breed hoglins, you'll need to find some crimson fungus. Crimson fungus, we give them a little bit of space, and eventually a baby hoglin will be born just like that. On Bedrock Edition, hoglins will behave exactly the same as they do on Java Edition. Again, aside from the drop. Missing leather currently. Hopefully that is changed later on because it doesn't make sense. Why would you skip that? The piglins have also made their way over to Bedrock Edition. Take a look at the new Nether boss race. Zombie pigmen, they're canceled. They are no more. Now, you can actually already barter with piglins as well. Walk up to them, give them a gold ingot, and they'll give you something. Now, it seems that the bartering is just, there's like no animation right now. I'm just spamming gold ingots to these creatures, and they're dropping things all over the ground. And it does also seem that the barters are pretty limited. So, from all of that trading, what do we get? Lots of flint and steel and obsidian. Not very good at all. Now, piglins will aggro to the player unless the player is wearing gold armor. Now, you don't need a full set of gold armor, just a single piece of gold armor, and you're cool by the piglin standards. Piglins have a little bit of an interesting relationship with the world around them. So, initially, they don't like the player unless the player wears gold. Then, the player is cool. But if the player opens a chest near a piglin, the piglin no longer likes the player and will attack. Now, from time to time, piglins will randomly pick on hoglins and hunt them. The battle is pretty balanced unless the hoglin is outnumbered. If the hoglin is outnumbered, which it usually is going to be, then the hoglin has bad news. Piglins and wither skeletons are enemies. They will attack each other on sight. Piglins are afraid of the brand new zombified piglin and soulfire though. It's actually kind of funny. If we place a soulfire torch here, the piglins are going to run away. If we put another one over here, they're gonna freak out. If we put even more over here, yep, they're just gonna freak out in general and not really know what to do. It's pretty cool. So, a zombified piglin, what is it? Well, really, it's just a retextured zombie pigman. This is the brand new zombie pigman that you'll see spawning all over the nether. The old one, it is gone in this beta. So unfortunately, today marks the day, sort of, that the zombie pigman is officially old news. Now, piglins will spawn within the Crimson Forest biome, but they'll also sometimes spawn in the Nether Waste biome. Speaking of mob spawning, I would like to mention the gas spawn like crazy in the Soul Sand Valley biome. I've had my game on peaceful up until this point in the video to prevent all of the gas noises, but if you're playing in the beta in survival mode, be very careful in the Soul Sand Valley. You not only move slow because of the soul sand, but the gas, it can get pretty crazy. So, yep, just be careful. Definitely something that you should know about. To check out the next block, and actually the final big new thing that we're talking about today, will actually be in the overworld. Say hello to the target block. This is the target block right here. It is the same on Bedrock Edition as it is on Java Edition. To craft the thing, 1 hay bale, 4 redstone dust, so it's pretty affordable. The target block is meant to be targeted. If you throw something at it, it will emit a redstone signal. Now, the redstone signal's strength is dependent upon where you hit the target block. If we hit it right near the center, that lamp turns on, but if we hit it near the side, no power to the lamp at all. If we hit it inwards a little bit and you pay attention to the redstone line, you'll see that some power was sent out, but not enough to reach the lamp. If you're into redstone, the target block is definitely the block for you in this beta. Now, aside from smaller changes and bug fixes, which we are about to talk about in a second, take a look at these walls. These walls are stacked vertically and they actually look amazing. This change was brought over in this beta, elites, and oh man, this is about the closest we are ever going to get to vertical slabs in Minecraft. It's not quite there, but it looks really good. Grab some walls, try stacking them in the beta, and you'll notice this new thing right here, seamless, amazing. Looks great, and it's a change that I'm very, very excited about. Now, other changes. So, currently, Bedrock Edition is on version 1.14. Now, there's actually a little bit of Bedrock 1.15 news. It's actually pretty big, but first, let's take a look at the changelog. If we slide over to the changelog here, that's what you're seeing right now, you'll actually find some of Bedrock 1.15's changes listed in here, which gets a little bit confusing. Bedrock 1.15 is all about bug fixes and parity. So this stuff in here, like pufferfish, that's a parity change. If we scroll through this list really quick here, there are definitely some changes that stand out and you should know about. If you'd like to read them all, I'll link the changelog down in the description. The first big one is this thing right here. Despawn rules have been changed to closely match Java despawn rules. There's more information on it right here and there, but yep, that's big news. That is really, really big news. One of my biggest complaints with Bedrock Edition is mob spawning and despawning, and this is amazing, amazing news. Another cool one is this right here. Dropped items will now turn into a 3D model and spin, just like dropped blocks. That's really nice. Scrolling down past this part a little bit more, and we'll see all of this down here. This is big news. Iron Golem spawn rate has been increased. Iron farms are going to actually work on Bedrock Edition, it looks like, which is really, really, really nice. And then finally for the changelog, curses. Right here, these curses have been finally brought over to the Bedrock Edition. This beta has also brought quite a few bug fixes as well, which is always a nice thing. Now, interesting news that I get to share with you guys about Bedrock 1.15. Bedrock 1.15 is actually cancelled, which is kind of surprising. So, all of those Bedrock 1.15 features, including the stuff that we just talked about, will actually be in Bedrock 1.16. This news and this tweet is from a Minecraft community manager, so pretty reliable stuff here. Bedrock 1.15 has officially committed despawn. But, elites, that is going to be just about it for Bedrock Beta 1.16.0.51. What do you think? What are you most excited about? Do you like the brand new polished basalt block? I know I definitely do, but share all of your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked this video, if you'd like to see me do more Bedrock Beta breakdowns, let me know by dropping a like and subscribing if you have not subscribed yet. Today, I'd like to send a big shout out to my patron, Kaizen. Keep your eyes out for a brand new Oceany Minecraft Guide episode tomorrow, and hopefully a Java Edition snapshot video on Wednesday. Until next time, elites, stay elite. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.